W's and L's, a weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. Theo Von, comedian, stand-up comedian, who recently outed a person who was doing business with him. So, obviously with podcasts, they get a lot of ads during their podcasts. And so they typically get other businesses to do all that work for them, to negotiate the deal and everything like that. And then obviously, whatever the business wants that person to say, that podcaster to say, they negotiate all of that. So there's usually a middleman in between that. The middleman that Theo Von was working with was upcharging like crazy and taking nearly all of the profits. So he would get like 50,000 from the company and then give Theo Von like 10,000, for example. Like something crazy like that. And I thought it was dope that Theo Von did that because he's a guy who was a pretty big podcaster. There's a lot of podcasters who get fucked by middlemen like that and they don't have the voice to do so. So, a little quick one, but I thought that was extremely dope of him to do. I don't listen to his podcast very much, but I know he's a pretty funny guy. So shout out to him for at least doing that.
A lot of redneck humor, a lot of poor white.
Yeah. But funny guy, at least. The rest of my topics are very college football related and for good reason. The last dub that I'm going to give is to us. House Divided, the college football segment and channel that we started, is a success so far, at the very least. It took us 296 days to reach our first 100 view video on this channel with our reaction to WAP, which is hilarious. That was our first video where we split everything into segments. And then shortly after that, I think a couple days later, we got another video that was like an older video that also went to 100 views. 101 days later, we got our first 1,000+ view video, Gucci versus Jeezy.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah.
This used to be what's good, man. I don't know what. Is it even still a thing?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, is the company that they signed that big ass deal with even still a thing?
I haven't seen anything from Versus in a long time.
Was Triller still a company?
I haven't heard from Triller in quite some time.
Hey fam, y'all need to pay my name. Wow, I almost said Nate Dogg. R.I.P.
Swizz Beatz and Timbaland.
Swizz Beatz and Timberland. God damn it.
It's been so long you can't even remember who's behind it. So that was the first time we hit 1,000, and it'd be a little while before we hit 1,000 again. But our first video hit 1,000 on the House Divided channel already. And we posted our first video 7 days ago. The Mel Tucker video has hit 1.2. The Colorado video is at 950.
Shout out to Mel Tucker, man. He's good for something.
So it's working over there. If you like college football, make sure you go over there and check us out, man. We talking some shit. That's, it's good shit. Let's get to these L's. I have to give an L to the Bama fans who thought it was a great idea to tell Texas players to go back to the projects and flying the F word around, the LGBT F word around.
Bundle of sticks.
You guys are all go back to the project. Go back to the project. Go back to the project. Let's go.
You're recording, so you know you're on video. And I know you've said worse than this.
What exactly did you expect from a loss from Tuscaloosa, Alabama? You know what they dress like down here? Have you seen them? Nothing but high water khaki shorts and polos. Polo pullovers. Okay? Is that the type of crowd that feels like they're going to be very hospitable to a loss, let alone a loss to a bunch of celebrating black men? They're going to take that very well. You lucky that everybody made it back on the bus safe and sound and made it out of Tuscaloosa.
That's fair, but that's so ridiculous, especially when Alabama has made its dynasty off the backs of many black players who, at this point, I'm convinced have also had to deal with. Well, we already knew. It was Alabama. It's Alabama. We already knew.
It is, and that's what it has always been. So just now that they pull back the curtain, don't forget.
Fair.
even when they got a star running back, even when they got a star quarterback, Bryce Young, Mark Ingram, don't matter. You can take your ass back to projects too.
My second L is going to these turnover traditions. Fam, I know I said that the turnover buffs were bad.
Turnover thrown. Damn, what are we doing?
Oh, you talking about the turnover thrown from Colorado?
Yes.
Not even the worst one I've seen. Not even the worst one I've seen. But that's bad too. Akron alums here. So obviously we got to take this L as well. They have a turnover tire that they put around their neck like it's a chain. They just take a Goodyear tire and throw it across their necks. What are we doing?
Like a oh, I get it. Rubber City, Akron, Goodyear.
What are we doing? Why? Why does everybody have to have something? Can we all just give? Can we just
like a regular size tire?
It was two. It was two tires around this man's neck.
Like a big ass tire, like it's actually going in a car.
Yes. Yes.
So accurate. It's very, oh man.
We have to stop. Give the U their tradition back. Let them have the turnover chain. Everybody else got to stop. It's going to get more and more ridiculous. The turnover thrown is trash as well. The turnover buffs are trash as well. I'm just glad that Ohio State doesn't have anything.
I don't even feel like that's comparable to the last two things that we said. One person actually one team has a fucking throne, like a king's seat.
Mm-hmm.
They will sit in even if they don't win the game. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The other one that you just described has like two tires. It's not even something that's fancy.
Hey, I understand that there's levels. How
do either one of those compare to sunglasses?
I understand that there are levels, right? I understand that the buffs are a little bit cooler, obviously, than a throne, and way cooler than a tire, right? But come on, fam, it's at least a little bit trash because you took it from Miami. Everybody's taking their tradition from Miami, so in that regard, it's a little trash. Give your buffs back. Give your Cartier buffs back to Cartier. I'm giving an L to a certain rapper. I am not going to say that rapper's name. I'm just not going to say that rapper's name, but I'm giving an L to a rapper.
Are you so obsessed with me?
I am giving an L to a certain rapper who may not be from this country, who may be from the country up north, who may have started from the bottom. I'm giving an L to this certain person because this certain rapper was on tour and he had an awful lot of bras thrown at him from women because this guy is a very likable guy, but he's also a very charming, handsome, likable guy. Girls want to fuck him, yada, 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 yada. My only problem with that is this certain rapper decided to keep them, all of them, and then take a picture with all of them. It's fucking weird.
Is he honestly that likable? Like, I mean, let's be honest. Is he
fair?
Like
fair
guy? Okay, so let's bring it back to scale because rich people can do whatever they want apparently, and it's never corny, right? So
that is corny.
What if I was the dude that was always showing you videos of girls that I was having sex with on my phone? What if I was that dude? Is that guy cool?
No.
Is that guy likable? Everybody like that guy?
No.
Does everyone love that guy?
No.
Is he a cool guy?
No.
What about the guy? What about the guy that would come up and talk to all the girls that he knew that you wanted to talk to and always found a way to be in their face when you was around? Right? Just kind of cutting you off at the legs.
That's a very shitty person.
Is that a likable guy?
No, it's a shitty person.
Energy that this is giving off. It's like, look at all this that I get. Look at No, that's the energy it's giving off.
No, I agree. And I'm glad you made that point because it made me look at it in a different light. And I agree. That guy is a fucking creep. And
is that likable now? Again, we're talking about scale. He's a celebrity, so he can do anything and no one will people look at it a certain way.
Sure.
Again, they all did throw their bras at it. It's not like well. Hey, if anybody would go buy some bras to add to the pile to make it look bigger, it would be Drake. But I don't think he had to do that. And,
Sure.
You know, and that's obviously because women wanted to throw their bras. Honestly, it was that one lady. It was that one girl who got it kicked off, and then it became a thing.
Yeah.
And at that point, it wasn't even really about Drake anymore. It was about the trend. But I guess that's how you get 30,000 bros.
Yeah. No, absolutely trash. But hey, For All the Dogs, coming soon.
Is it?
I guess he's gonna release a song this Friday, I think. Ew, on my birthday. But Nas is dropping on my birthday too, so
Oh, he's not dropping. Ain't no way.
I don't think he's dropping an album. I think he's dropping just a single from the album.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's getting pushed.
I think that's Nas's birthday. Nas's birthday is like September 14th or something like that.
It is his birthday. It's his 50th birthday. So you and Nas got the same birthday?
His is the 14th, mine's the 15th.
So why is he releasing? It said he's releasing it on his 50th birthday.
Well, people usually release on Friday. That'd be the closest Friday.
Well, again, why are we doing the whole 50th birthday thing? Anyways, continue.
It's close enough. That's all I got. Can't wait for Magic 3.
First dub I got is going out to a proposed collaboration or hiring, I guess however you look at it. Travis Scott has been mulling the idea of being involved in the Blade soundtrack, if said movie ever gets made, by the way. I honestly, you know what? After we talked about Yaya last week and some of his projects getting canceled at Disney, they may have a ready-made solution for what's going on with Blade and Mahershala Ali. Right? So obviously, production for Blade was in shambles before the writer's strike, and now with this drawing everything out, man, it's just going to get harder and harder. I don't even believe they started shooting. They were getting ready to start shooting before the writer's strike. I think they had just gotten a new writer and he had started working on the script. So like we don't even know if they got a completed screenplay yet. Obviously, long timeline, even still. Going on 4 years now. Or 4 years after the movie was announced in 2019. I think they may have a ready-made solution for that already in Yaya. Like would it I know Mahershala when we saw the concept art for him and everything, it fit, right? Definitely fit. I don't think it'd be too far off to slide Yaya into that position. If for some reason Mahershala were to walk away. Because again, no David Lindelof Jedi movie, and Wonder Man is mysteriously missing from the production schedule at the present time. So it doesn't seem like Homeboy got a lot going on at the moment.
This is a long shot, but what if we got a Yaya Blade and an Aldous Hodge T'Challa?
They couldn't do that by mistake. First of all, it's only supposed to be one of y'all at a time. You know that. So I don't even know why y'all thought both of y'all was about to do this. And cancel Black Panther all over again. So yeah, no. First of all, Travis Scott in a horror type soundtrack. It reminds me of Birds in the Trap. You could literally just put Birds in the Trap up with a little too rhythmic for Blade. He's gonna need a little bit more, some darker tones.
And he's gonna want to have at least one techno song.
Yeah, sure, Travis. Do whatever the hell you want. Just
I'm talking about for Blade.
What was this last shit called?
Utopia.
Yeah, make it better than that.
I'm talking about for Blade, the scene with the techno music in it.
Yeah, that's not on mention.
What? That scene was hard.
That's not my Travis vibe. That's not my Travis. I'm not a rage Travis guy. I am a funky, like almost R&B type of Travis guy. I hate the rage shit.
It feels weird now after the whole incident, but give me Blade kicking ass the Fiend.
Like I like the shit that reminds me that Travis Scott is from Houston. Right? Like a lot of the times you play Travis Scott's music at these festivals and shit like that, and you be feeling like he's just another California dude, right? Nah, Travis Scott from Houston. And when he remembers that, you know, he can make some pretty good music. When he's trying to be Mr. Rager, then it's not doing anything.
Mr. Rager is crazy.
You see the Lakers got Christian Wood?
Oh, I did see that. Actually.
Sign me up. D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Christian Wood. With Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent. Who else they got coming off the bench? Cam Reddish. Who else they got? Over here?
Rui and Cam Reddish is a crazy bench.
Hey man, listen to me. Going back to the finals. The NBA finals. A monkey wrench into all of this is my first step, which is Anthony Davis's whining ass. Imagine being a guy who has missed on average about 45 games a year since he's become a Laker. And reiterating for about the third or fourth belly-aching fucking time, I don't want to play center. Okay, where would you like to play? And I don't mean position-wise, I mean city. Where would you like to go? Where would you like to go, bro? Like, first of all, the fact that you are not willing to get on the court and do anything that the team is needing you to do, needing or asking you to do, after missing as much basketball as you have missed, is extremely concerning. The fact that the number one thing on the top of your mind after you've gotten your money, after you won a ring, is the position that you play every fucking night. That's what you worried about. What can we, Philly? Listen,
I was about to say, send him to Philly.
After y'all get done with the one loser, right, and get him up out of there, let's work something out for Embiid. I don't think y'all know what to do with Embiid anyways. We'll give y'all AD. You can take some more of these pieces over here. What do we need to get it done? We'll give you AD.
It'll have to be more than AD for sure.
AD, AR. We ain't got no picks to give
him.
And Gabe Vincent.
Might have to be a multi-team trade.
It don't even make no fucking sense. So, Christian Wood plays three a lot, but really is a stretch four. LeBron James. I don't think he can play anything above the four anymore. Like, realistically, he can't guard threes. He's not fast enough. He doesn't really have the handle like he used to. So, like, he's not even as proficient from the three as he used to be.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get that man as close to the basket as humanly possible. But no, here AD ass want to stand in the fucking way all the goddamn day, bringing his man down next to him. If you don't get your ass in the fucking dunker like every other 7-footer around the goddamn league. But no, AD was a guard until he hit a growth spurt. And nigga, that was fucking 20 years ago. Grow the fuck up. You're not a guard. You don't even shoot well enough to be out there. You don't shoot better than Embiid. You don't shoot better than Jokic. You don't shoot better than Cat. Jaren Jackson on your ass. You're not that guy from there anymore. And it ain't getting no better. It's been 3 years since 2020. That's when you were your most proficient from the mid-range. That was 3 years ago. 3 years and a bunch of injuries. Wake up, Anthony Davis, or get traded. Because Rob Pelinka is probably already feeling calls. You're the tallest player on the team. Current. Well, no. They still got Mo Bamba. But, like, so what, you expect Rui Hachimura to play center full time? Or in a lineup with you, LeBron, Christian Wood, Reeves, and D'Lo, Who the fuck is supposed to play center if not you? LeBron? Who else is supposed to play center? Oh, you want to send Christian Wood to the bench so that you don't have to play the 5. Let's talk about some of the septum theory. I think it's been coined as. Have you heard about it?
I have not.
No, it's when the girls with the bull ring thing, they get on and they give half accounts and kind of baseless takes about Black civil rights leaders and black academics, such as Dr. Francis Cress Wrestling, such as Martin Luther King, such as Malcolm X. It's a thing though. It's called the septum theory.
If you have that, that's you. For sure.
Honestly, it was like 3 or 4 viral videos over the weekend where it was literally like, I swear to God, this should be seeming so coordinated. It's like, where the fuck do y'all come from? This group of just women with these bull rings all at one time, and y'all just got this crawl up your ass about civil rights leaders.
Yeah, no, those are the spiritual ones.
It'd be lacking so much context. One of them was so laughable. So the biography of Malcolm X, you read that before?
Yes.
So obviously the autobiography of Malcolm X was meant to give you an idea of who he was when he was, what was his name? Cincinnati Red or something?
Detroit Red.
Detroit Red. When he was Detroit Red.
And how much he's changed.
He gets very detailed about a lot of the shit that was going on and blah, yada, 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 yada. Man, imagine reading that book and then taking it verbatim without the added context of this was a depiction of where I was and what kind of life I was living and running with it. Like, no, y'all, read his book. This is who he really was. Yeah, he was a pimp and he was beating women. And he didn't protect his friend because his friend tried to step up and defend his woman when he beat his woman one night. Yeah. How could you follow Malcolm X? And I'm supposed to be following his theory? No, you're not. You're not supposed to be following his theory. You're one of those sick Negroes that he was talking about. One of them lost Negroes that he was talking about. This is not for you. This is not for you.
That's crazy.
100% right. How could you ever follow a man like that with that base level fucking 10 IQ of a take? How could you ever follow? I don't know how you could ever either. Please go and walk down the road to self-hatred, please.
That person didn't actually read the book, just like LeBron didn't read it. They didn't make it past the first page.
Read the entire fucking thing and just took it for what it was. I guess they didn't read the prologue or whatever, you know?
Like, it's so clearly about his growth throughout his life. But ignore that.
There was another one. Oh, the lady, the one who kicked it all off, talking about Francis Cress. I hate when people, you can kind of like take legitimacy away from an argument or a theory just by the way that you present it. Right?
Yeah.
So, like, her idea was that she was basically trying to say that Dr. Cress was trying to assert Black male supremacy. Have you ever read the ISIS papers?
I have not.
Okay. It's a good read. You should pick it up. One of the things she asserts, or one of the theories that she has about white supremacy, is that it's built around white males doing everything they can to escape genetic domination by Black people, and more specifically Black men, because Black men had the power to genetically annihilate white people if we're able to procreate, right? Another reasoning to add to that block, because it's, again, not just a idea of our men are this and we have to exalt them as it. No. Still talking science here. Recessive genes? Recessive genes? Right? If we put 100 white people and 100 black people in a dome and left them there for 100 years, when we came back, everybody would be this complexion. Okay? Everybody. And we allowed them to mix and commingle and match. Any offspring of those original people that wasn't a procreation from two white people would a little lighter than me.
Yep.
Lighter than me. There's no way to do that and get that, because the genes that get that are recessive. Actually, to drive it even a little bit further, if you think about it, the one piece of pigmentation that is absent in Caucasian people,
Melanin.
There it is.
Sorry.
Every other race has that to a certain degree, except for
White people.
So another genetic marker of recessive traits. But to fight that, having this idea that one day black men would just wake up one morning and say, "Oh, no more white people," and just go on a fuck white girl crazy spree, right? Because that's our life ambitions. But to stop that, that's why you saw so many instances throughout history where there was a mutilation of the genitals, or sometimes they even ate it. You know what I mean? When they were torturing people in the public square, that's the first thing that they go for, right? When the Bryant brothers got all over, how did I remember their name and not his? Oh my God, Emmett Till. Jesus Christ. When they got all over him, one of the first things they went for was his genitals. Okay? And she's trying to explain that because, once again, there's a storied history of white mobs attacking black genitals as a form of torture, right? Or even as a form of sustenance. And coupling that with the very real and empirical facts that black people have dominant genes. That when black people reproduce with white people, those recessive white genes are no longer present, or they're present, but they are recessive, they're dormant. And so their fear of commingling with black people is that eventually there will be no more white people. Now, imagine seeing that and coming up with the idea that, that Frances Cress, she just wants black men at the top. Black male supremacy, that's what it sounds like to me. Black male supremacy. I mean, literally, Trump's last year in the White House, they were fucking telling us that all the abortion shit was about saving white lives. She was talking about this shit 25, 30 years ago.
It's amazing what kind of points you can make when you just completely abandon context.
You know what I'm saying? That shit had nothing to do, because if you continue reading, if you make it past chapter 3, one of the other things that she says, or that she goes on to explain, is how black women also hold the key to genetic dominance, right? Black women create more black men. And so she goes on to talk about the psychology of how feminism and other social movements, social programs and things of that nature were used as a wedge to kind of drive in between black men and black women in the household, and also a way of, like, through education, right? If you favor the woman of the community, it does something to disaffect. I guess that was her theory, that like disaffect the woman from her man, because if she can provide for the home, right? If she can do all the things that you would traditionally need the man for, that makes it less likely that she would mate or stay in a relationship like that if she's able to provide on her own.
Mhm.
Which, that in combination with the crack epidemic, in combination with a whole bunch of other, things. Even if you don't believe the theory, even if you don't believe the ideology, you got to deal with the evidence that she's putting forth before you can just summarily dismiss her. But it's like there was no scientific theory taught in school after 2011, I guess. There's no such thing as scientific theory or scientific method, excuse me.
No history, no Punnett squares. Just throw that shit out the window.
You don't like, and then you just start building a narrative to make yourself feel comfortable and said, oh, yep, that sounds good. Let me spew it out to everybody else. Who cares if I've researched it? Who cares if I've held my own opinion up to scrutiny and tested it against someone else's logic? No, man. We gotta get these TikToks out. Who we talking about today? Oh, Francis Cress. Gotta get the black man going crazy.
Wild.
Yeah, that was a long one for a septum theory. Kevin Porter Jr. is getting an L from me. Beating his WNBA wife, choking her. This
Slime ball shit.
Nasty work. Yep, nasty work. I think homeboy is probably done, most likely off of the team at least. Is he out of the NBA? Depends on how much jail time he gets.
Sure.
But definitely think his ass should be behind bars.
Absolutely.
Because it's just that's fucking ridiculous. So definitely prayers out to her family and to her. She's doing okay. I know that she was just recently in the hospital due to her injuries, so definitely prayers out to her.
I would like to stop seeing tweets on my timeline about how could he do that to this. Doesn't matter how attractive she is. When you do shit like that, it's fucked up.
Okay. So let's go here then. And we won't spend forever because I need to get to this brick lady. Do you know who Erica Lashai is?
I don't.
Did you see the chocolate skin chick? She was giving her take on the whole brick situation. She said something about rubies and rocks.
That sounds familiar.
That conversation going on. Okay, so basically what she was saying was, she said that for someone to expect protection, just kind of in general, then that same someone should be willing to give up some resemblance of control. Right? So like, for instance, if you're in a situation, if you're in a bad situation that you need saving from, physical altercation or anything like that, something that is might cause you harm if someone doesn't intervene, then this is just my interpretation. Y'all can look up the video and tell me if this is how you heard it yourself. But if you're in that situation, you should have the wherewithal, expecting someone to do something for you. You should have the same type of understanding that like that person is literally doing something for you that is not required. So in that instance, how about you listen to me? That's kind of what I got out of it. Do things that I ask you to do that'll continue to keep you safe. Maybe leave before the let out. Now, if I tell you to leave before the let out and you do it, you don't get any of the dudes combing the walkers out of the club trying to find something to go home with. You also have a less likely chance of being approached at all if you're leaving the club when everyone else is not. Right? That's kind of what I took from it. Or if I pull up and I see you arguing with a dude and I tell you get out of here, go to the car now. It shouldn't be no more back and forth. It shouldn't be no more talking to him. It shouldn't be no more talking to me. It should be done. Right? That's what I got from it, was like, hey, yo, if you want protection, then you have to be willing to defer to the protector at on some kind of level.
Sure.
Like you gotta have some type of respect for the person that you are actually expecting to do something for you. Now, where it went off the rails a little bit is because she got to the point she was like, I don't have sons right now, but if I had sons, I'd tell them that there's a difference between rocks and rubies. I get why so many people got mad at that, because basically, who gets to choose who's a rock and who's a ruby?
Absolutely.
Somebody's rock is someone else's ruby, and somebody's ruby is definitely somebody's rock, right? As we were just talking about with Evan Porter Jr.'s girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, she's a lot of people's ruby. Obviously, she was a rock to Kevin Porter Jr. So, like, I don't like the idea of individuals being able to pick and choose necessarily whose life is worthy to be saved. With that being said, it is naive, it's foolish, and it's dangerous to believe that each and every situation where you see a man, woman, anything like that in trouble, that you need to intervene. That's foolish. That is a fool's errand. It's crazy. It's also a little weird that by simply asserting that I would be more likely or more inclined to help if I know that person, if I care for that person, if I have a relationship to that person, man, woman, or child.
Yeah.
We can sit up here and we can feign concern and we can throw out these platitudes and talk about morality until we blue in the face. I live on Earth. Okay? We kill each other by the second on this planet. All right? I am not a fool who will get killed over trying to save another fool. Don't sit up here and act like, because you know what? If you felt like that, if you honestly felt like that, then it wouldn't just be a man-woman thing. It wouldn't be a thing of, oh well, men have a duty to protect women. They have a duty. They're expected to step up and do something. Because again, like I brought up a couple weeks ago, when we see those instances where a male is taking an assault from a female, it is only at the moment that male decides that he has had enough and begins to push that aggression back the other way, that these swarms of concern come falling in. How about the fact that jumping into situations or physical conflicts that you have absolutely no idea what's going on in? What if you just help the aggressor? What if you help the abuser? Because you decided to ascertain the situation from the outside looking in and to act with no other thought. It's just so fucking crazy, yo. I think it's kind of like the abortion thing, right? When people bring up abortion, a lot of times you'll find your pro-lifers and they'll be like, oh, so what, you're just gonna abort your baby when it's full term, or some extreme like that, right? And so it's, I don't want to do the thing where I go to the best situation to fit my ideology or fit the way that I'm thinking, right? Like it doesn't even have to be this family man who got all the world to live for, and just needs to go home and stay out of conflict. It ain't even got to be that. It could just be any Joe Schmo walking down the street. Explain to me why his physical safety doesn't mean more, or shouldn't mean more to him at least, than an individual who is currently in a physical altercation that he has no idea how it started, why it's happening, whatsoever. Again, I've already told y'all what I would have done and what I would have liked to have seen been done. But it's not a thing of like, oh, I should have left that girl right there on the ground. Like it's just not me. But I also understand that that's not everybody. And that doesn't mean that you're amoral because you decided to protect yourself. Now let's actually talk about old girl. Let's actually get her up here. So I don't know what frustrates me more. The fact that I can't tell what's happening. In the immediate aftermath of this happening, right? People know how the law works. They know how criminal activity works. You make a police report, that's public knowledge, public record. Well, in the immediate aftermath, the day after, or even the 2 days after, there was no report about this. Right? There was no police report available for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
But people start digging into that, right? Why is there no police report? And okay, so let's start getting to the witnesses. There were people in the video. Let's find the witnesses. One dude gets on there and lies like a complete clout chase. Like, yeah, I was there and I didn't help her because she's a troublemaker and da-da-da-da. Nigga wasn't even there. He don't even live in the same city. He don't even live in Houston. Just a complete bozo, just in the middle, muddy in the waters, right?
Crazy.
Then the actual dudes that you see in the video, right? They come back and they're shooting the video from the spot. So that's how you know it's there, right? So they trying to tell you that, man, we was in the store across the street over here, this gas station. And as soon as we came out the gas station, she started yelling at us, asking us why we didn't help her. Let's forget Buddy, because he's a liar, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the people that she actually showed on her camera said that they never saw her get hit. Don't know how true this is or not, because I didn't see a manager saying it, and I can't really find the source. But they're saying that the club released a statement, which I would it's a situation like this blows up from your establishment. I don't think that's very far fetched. Said that there was no such incident that they picked up on the cameras. So now we know that they have security cameras, right? If nothing else, there's a security camera from the gas station across the street. Something should come out because there is a police report now, but it didn't come until days after people already had time to bring up the fact that there was no police report. There's people on each side of this running up the cash based off the situation, right? You got the white girl with the Celtic neck tattoo, right? And she done gave you a whole bunch of information, but has not verified any of it. We don't have a reliable source on not a single bit of it, not a reputable outlet. The only verifiable evidence we have from anybody, whether people that believe her or don't believe her, is the dudes. It's the dudes that walked out and said she was just swollen on her face when we came out, and we've never really seen what happened to her. That's it. They're the only ones that had a first-hand account of it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else has been conjecture and, oh, y'all gonna let that white woman tell y'all not to support this black woman. Like, fam, you made this whole fucking video and didn't do nothing to disprove not a single thing that anyone said. They said at the time there was no police report. You're only now producing a police report after she's made all of her pages private, right? And only certain people, mainly the people that support her, are able to see this new evidence that she's putting forth and repost it for her. She has a report from the hospital. They did do a CT scan on her. It seems like she does have facial fractures. It wasn't no allergic reaction like homegirl with the neck shit was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, like, who the fuck am I gonna believe? Am I gonna believe the white chick that was kind of asking the questions I was asking? I can't, because she doesn't have a source for anything. I'm gonna believe Conscious Lee. Conscious Lee doesn't seem to, I thought it was research, not me search. It wasn't nothing but me in it. It was only your opinion here, dog. Nothing. You didn't answer the question about why this chick got 1 million GoFundMes over physical altercations that she's had every couple of years. Color me fucking dumb. But if somebody is getting their face bashed in every fucking 3 years and then turn around and asking for money on GoFundMe, either A, you, the individual who is being assaulted, is doing something specifically to put yourself in these situations. That make it right, that make it justifiable, doesn't make you non-defendable. Okay? But you are definitely doing something to put yourself in those situations. Or it's a fucking scam. or you're akin to the same people that'll set you up to get into a car accident so you can get your car totaled out and get a new one. Why are we acting like we don't know people personally that do this kind of shit? Why is it so easy for you to act oblivious to something that I know goes on every day in America? People lie, man. People take advantage, and it doesn't have anything to do with their skin color. A black woman will lie to you just as sure as a white woman will. It just depends on the person. You ain't doing nobody no good running people off of her theory for the simple sake that she white and dusty. Because that does so much for your credibility, right? Ah, man, come on, man, let's get into some research, not some me shirt. The white girl is dusty. Yo, fam, what the fuck? Like, I'm sitting over here and I want you to give me some shit and show me that she not lying, right? That we not looking at another Carly Russell, another Juicy Smoothie. And what you gave to me was a medical report, so we know that she got hit. We just don't know who hit her or where it happened. This woman showed up, started screaming at some people, talking about why you ain't helped me, immediately got on the phone and started recording. Then pops up 2 to 3 days later with the police report. I ain't saying nothing about what happened at the hospital. Obviously, she got hit with something. She got facial fracture, and they're saying that trauma was the cause. It also said on there that it may be a sports injury. But you know, you cannot tell who's telling the truth. You can't tell.
That's a fact.
Because nobody will do it honestly. Just like I gave it, right? So it didn't matter about where you fell on the fence about all of this. I just gave you all the information. I just gave you all the information. I'm not playing the side. I'm not playing the fence. I'm not saying what should have or shouldn't have happened. I'm just telling you what is present, what has happened. Not A, don't believe that white girl. A, don't believe that black dude. Don't believe this person. Don't believe that person. Don't believe her. This is just what it is. Believe the facts. Don't believe the people. Believe the facts. That's it. The me or there's an else.
Any other thoughts, topics, anything else?
That's it for me, man. Give us your thoughts on all of the dubs and L's discussed here today. Make sure you put it in the prompt below. Give us your dubs and L's for the week as well. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Come back next Wednesday for another Dubs and L's segment every Wednesday at 10 a.m.
Absolutely. And make sure that you check out our previous Dubs and L's video where we discussed that same Houston woman and everything she had going on last week. And then also, obviously, make sure that you subscribe. We like to do these W's and L's every Wednesday at 10 o'clock, like he said before.